All right, you guessed it. Devin Haney, he responds to an important question, the $1 million question. Will he rematch Ryan Garcia after what happened that fateful April 20th, where he got dropped a gang of times, showed heart, and the fight was later overturned? Now, inquiring minds would like to know, would he rematch Ryan Garcia? So we're going to take a listen to what he had to say in a brand new interview with All the Smoke and host Andre Ward.
Rematch with Ryan Garcia, is that something that's like, man, I gotta get that back?
If he was right here, I get it back right now. Because it's just, you know, if somebody did you like that, you want to take it. Because I did that already. I tried to do it fair. I tried to, you know, it was 3-3 since amateurs. I tried to give you that, you know, that another fight, and when it was even, we was drug tested, we was on even playing field, and you f***ed up. I didn't. I did everything right. All my came back clean. So I am a competitor. I am competitive. And see, everything got to be right. You know, everything got to just be on my terms, and everything got to be. I try to do it on your terms. I try to give you that.
Do you want that rematch?
Now, first of all, just an observation. Devin Haney sounds really like shaken up, I guess you could say, by this. He sounds real like he's stammering and stuttering. And if you watch it, his eyes are like shifty-eyed. And it just looks like an uncomfortable subject matter for him. And that's not necessarily a good sign based on being a fighter. And boxing is very psychological. It's not just taking punches and the physical anguish of a fight. Guys get knocked out. It's how you really bounce back mentally. And from what I'm hearing, and I'm not a psychologist or anything, but from what I'm hearing, Devin still sounds very rattled. And the other thing is really weird. This is just a sidebar. He's trying to copy Floyd Mayweather. It's just what it is. And I don't know why. I mean, outside of Floyd's great and things like that, but your dad is beefing with Floyd Mayweather, and you're still trying to kind of act like him. What do I mean? Like certain choice words that Floyd uses. Like every big celebrity kind of has that. Like certain, like Christopher Walken, the way he talks, he has a certain cadence that's people know him for. You see, the dogs, they weren't eating the sirloin, and I was wondering about the watch. Like, that's how he talks. So people know him for that. Your father, he'd be damned if that's what he's known for. Or Tupac Shakur, when he's like, Hennessy, enemies, alleviate your stress. Like, alleviate. He's known for these certain words. Floyd, no different. Hard work, dedication. Like I said before, young, hungry lion, hell of a competitor. And Devin keeps ripping these. Like he just says it in this. He's like, playing ground. I want to be on an even playing ground. But Floyd famously said, I want to be on an even playing field with Manny Pacquiao. And then he changes his words to match the coin phrase from Floyd. So it's weird that you're beefing with the guy, but you know, you're down talking Floyd, even though you kind of came up in his gym, worked with his father, blah, blah, blah. But you're still kind of trying to act like him, you know. Even before the fight with Ryan Garcia, he was like, I'm an A+ fighter, he a C+ fighter, I'm going to show you. And that's literally Floyd versus Gotti. Like, there was a satellite feed with Floyd on one side, Gotti on the other side. Literally his words, Devin said it to Ryan. Only difference is Floyd Gotti was a vicious ad whooping, and in the Ryan fight, we seen how that played out with Devin Haney. He didn't turn Ryan Garcia into an Arturo Gotti. But I digress. Let's keep going. So Andre Ward asked the $1 million question, would you rematch Ryan Garcia? And I want you guys to pay close attention as I play it again to what he just said.
Ryan Garcia, is that something that's like, man, I gotta get that back?
If he was right here, I get it back right now.
Okay. Where I'm from, I don't know where you guys are from, but You got to take a person at their words. If someone says they have a weapon on them, then you got to take their word for it. But you look at the further actions and demeanor and stuff like that. That's when you could kind of tell if it's like, are you holding something back? Are you being deceitful? Things like that. Now, Devin Haney, the question was very direct from Andre Ward. Credit to him. Is that something, the Ryan Garcia rematch, are you like, I got to get this back? Devin Haney, the first word out of his mouth is, if Ryan was here, I would get it back right now. What does that even mean? So what I believe it to mean is you're saying that somehow if Ryan Garcia was at your exclusive interview with all the smoke and Andre Ward, then you would get active right then and there and you would fight Ryan Garcia on the spot. Like there'd be some furniture moving. That's the only way I can really interpret that, right? So that's a bit weird. I understand no one wants to feel wronged, but that's like tough talk or like gangster talk. Why would a prize fighter who gets paid for their fights try to scrap with Ryan Garcia in front of cameras, in a random like setting like that, instead of getting it back in the ring? So to me, that doesn't really sound believable, to be honest. It doesn't sound believable that you by yourself, like we just seen the OC County Fair and like that thing, you couldn't knock out a civilian. Do you really want to fight Ryan Garcia in the streets, who, if you're mad that he missed weight and things like that and ballooned back up, who knows how much suspended Ryan is weighing right now? A street fight doesn't really sound like something that you would want to entertain when it was kind of proven on April 20th that the kid is stronger than you. You know what I mean? So I just find that it's just like it's almost like a role that Devin Haney is playing. Like he's wearing a shirt that says, "That's a whole lot of cough syrup." Like, what does that mean? Like, what are you even promoting? I don't know nothing about whose brand it is or whatever, but what are you promoting? Lean? Like like what is the cough syrup shirt? And then now you're talking about you want to street fight Ryan for a rematch. But here's the other thing. If you listen closely, he says, if Ryan was here right now. So that's like a petty threat, an idle threat, meaning Ryan's not there right now. So you saying that sounds good, but he's not there. He wouldn't be there because you're doing an interview, and I think it's at your house. So why would Ryan Garcia, why would he be there to the point where you can get rematch on the spot? So I just felt that comment was really weird. But what's even weirder or stranger is that Devin Haney starts stuttering and stammering after the fact, and he doesn't really make it clear that he full on wants a rematch with Ryan Garcia. Let's listen to the clip.
Because it's just, if somebody did you like that, you want to take it, because I did that already. I tried to do a fair.
See, he's not even finished it. He's like, if someone did you like that, I take it. I would want to. You see what I'm saying? Like, he sounds real, like kind of all over the place. He's not even completing a sentence. Like Jack and Jill went up the hill. That's a complete sentence. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Not, man, Jack, I tried to tell Jack, I warned him, he made a move. Like, that's how Bishop was talking to Juice. Remember when he shot old man Quillis and he was like, what you doing out there, man? And he was like, he made a move. He ain't make no move. I was looking right at. That's how Devin sounds. He's like, like, it sounds like you're trying to tune an FM or AM station on the radio, and you're tweaking the knob trying to find a station that comes in clear on your road trip. Yep. Today's near happened. Like, it sounds real stuttery.
Fair. I tried to, it was 3-3 since amateurs. I tried to give you that, that another fight, and when it was even, we was drug tested, we was on even playing field, and you f***ed up. I didn't. I did everything right. All my came back clean. So I am a competitor. I am competitive. And see, everything got to be right. Everything got to just be on my terms, and everything got to be. I try to do it on your terms. I try to give you that.
Do you want that rematch with Ryan Garcia?
Listen
Is that
to the
something that's
stutter.
like, man, I gotta get that back?
If it was right here, I get it back right now. Because it's just, you know, if somebody did you like that, you want to take it because I did that already. I tried to do it fair. I tried to.
He made a move. So to me, that sounded weird. But anyway, he doesn't really answer the question, and I guess you could say he kind of answered the question. And what he says is that everything got to be fair, and it got to be on my terms. So I'm not looking forward to a rematch between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Not saying I don't want to see one, but what I'm saying is this gives me very little confidence that a rematch will happen. You have Devin who's saying he'll rematch Ryan on the spot in a street fight, which sounds pretty absurd to me and dumb. And because you're a prize fighter, why risk that? Why? Because if you have a non-sanctioned fight, one or both of y'all go to jail. You're just street fighting, tearing up a set or your house or wherever you guys are doing this interview. It's just, that doesn't make sense. So I don't really believe you would street fight Ryan aspect. And you're not really giving me confidence that you truly want a rematch, which is sad because based on all of the roller coaster ride, I believe a rematch with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney would certainly be big. It would be a big fight that people can kind of get behind and would definitely make money. But Devin, he's not selling me that he truly wants a rematch. He's, since this fight, kind of been all over the place. When Ryan popped dirty, he went to ESPN day of, did an interview with dude, and he was like, nah, I don't see myself getting in the ring with him and rematching him for what he did, right? Then on certain social media posts, Devin Haney has made comments like he really wants to take it to the furthest extent. Like it's almost like a hidden threat. Like, I want revenge. Like you're going to do some street stuff to him or whatever. And the reality is, since this fight has taken place, Ryan has already been in the same like environment as Devin Haney. I believe they were at the same hotel. Ryan talked about it on his social media. He said me, Tank, and Devin were all staying at the same hotel at the same day or whatever. And Devin Haney's team was walking by yelling like, Ryan, you're a cheater, or, you know, whatever the case is. So I just feel like more so on Devin's behalf, he hasn't really like answered the question, put the stake in the ground and been like, this man cheated me. I know he's a cheat. I know I can beat him as long as he doesn't cheat and if he passed all his tests. I'm not really getting that. And I think it's going to be everything I said sticks. I think it's going to be a long road back for Devin Haney because he still seems mentally kind of broken, PTSD, rattled. He sounds frazzled. Every time this subject comes up, it sounds like he feels he wants to say the right things. And like for me on my channel, people agree with me, people don't agree with me. I could care less. It really doesn't bother me. I don't care. I don't make content based on what you want me to say. I make content that I believe. This is called YouTube. This my So I'm telling you, just like I feel, just like it is, the same way I've always done since I came in the game. Devin is in between a rock and a hard place. And I said it first. Later on, you hear Eddie Hearn pretty much parrot what I've said. The reality is Devin has made great money prior to the Ryan Garcia fight. A lot of the moves made sense for where Devin was, but he flew too close to the sun, the story of Icarus. And he really thought it was sweet with Ryan Garcia, and it didn't play out like that. So now Devin is probably going to want a similar type of pay scale and payday that he's received in the past, yet he is undefeated, but that's through a technicality, and really it's gonna hurt him because you're undefeated, but these are the memories that people have from your last fight, and you don't sound fully recovered from it, at least mentally, right? So you're talking about rematching Ryan on the spot if you've seen him and things like that, but then saying things have to be on my terms. And here's the thing is, let's be honest. Devin Haney is saying that a rematch needs to be on my terms. Literally a quote from him. How would that work if Ryan Garcia is still the A side? Whether people like him, people call him names and say Ryan's a crude person, none of these things change the reality of he was in the driver's seat in the first time. He would be in the driver's seat this time. So that's why I'm saying I don't really even know if the fight will or can happen, because for a fight to happen, both fighters have to want it and both fighters have to be realistic and know their role and position. But Devin is telling you things must be on my terms. A rematch got to be on my terms. So I don't think Ryan would go for that, to be honest. I don't think Ryan Garcia is going to be like, here's the thing. The skinny of it, mate, is this. Ryan is saying that he didn't knowingly or intentionally cheat, whether you believe it or not. That's what he's claiming, and he's probably going to take that to the grave, right? So with that standpoint, unless Ryan comes out and says, hey, I cheated, I intentionally cheated Devin Haney, this was all my ploy to beat him because I didn't want to lose, which I highly doubt, then Ryan's going to stick to his guns and say it's tainted supplement, I didn't know, I beat him, blah, 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 right? That's probably the reality of it, or at least how I see it. So why would Ryan Garcia, if that's his true stance and what he's saying he believes, why would he, knowing his star power, knowing he has the ability to sell, why would he all of a sudden let Devin Haney agree to terms and set the terms? Like it really, just listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. He says a rematch got to be on my terms. But what would that be? Like, what do you want to fight him in the Bay Area with bigger gloves? Like, what other terms would there be that give you kind of some advantage? Because clearly there would be some type of drug testing. So what more can you do? Because the reality is the drug test, Ryan didn't even fail it until after the fight was already completed. So the fight didn't get canceled and he had the ostarine in his system, but it wasn't discovered until thereafter. So I don't really understand what are these terms? And again, I listen to what people say. If you're going to say you'll mop somebody up in a fist fight live on the set of an interview, then why can't you give really a straight answer for a rematch? If you're willing to fight somebody, because it kind of reminds me of what Crawford said with Teofimo recently. He's like, I'll fight you right now outside. Teo's like, let's get paid for it and fight in the ring so the world can see the end result, not just, voyeur cameras and candid cameras that are just happen to be at the spot and pull out their phone and film it. Let's do it and get paid for it. It's kind of similar here. If you want retaliation, and here's the thing, this is why, and the Haneyaks will not tell you this, but I'm the best in the business and it's not even close, right? The Haneyaks, here's the thing. If you notice the content creators that are Haneyaks, a lot of them like Deontay Wilder and certain other fighters, right? But here's the thing. Look at Deontay Wilder's mentality. He said the same thing. The second fight specifically, Tyson Fury cheated me. But he went through great lengths to ensure that he got a third fight. It didn't work out for him, but that shows you Wilder's character. He was very confident that he could beat Tyson Fury, and he wanted revenge the same way. Anybody who gets cheated, I can understand you want a fair fight and you want a rematch and you want to I'm going to beat the out of this person. Wilder pushed for that. Tyson Fury was trying to flee and say, I don't owe you another fight. And they had to go through arbitrations and litigations and stuff like that, mediations, and have a mediator. But that shows you the heart of Deontay Wilder. When he felt he got cheated, he was like, F you, I'm coming back to hurt you. Or even Gennady Golovkin. Hell no, guys. Hey, Max is nothing. This guy's tick, tick, tick. Well, that's nothing. Bro, Triple G knew that Canelo Alvarez tested positive with clenbuterol. Canelo had a little weak 6-month suspension, no fine. Triple G still fought Canelo Alvarez. He just wanted the drug testing to make sure there's nothing in his system. So it shows you, hell no, God, hey, Max, that Triple G, he too knew that Canelo tried to get one over, or the clenbuterol or whatever, but Triple G still fought him. Devin Haney is talking about, I'll fight you in a street fight, but the rematch got to be on my terms, whatever that means. So you're willing to fight for free with no ref instead of getting paid for it. And again, you're saying it has to be my terms because I gave you a choice or whatever. Doesn't really make sense to me because, to be honest, Ryan Garcia would still hold the cards whether people like it or not as the A side. Your profile pretty much took a hit. And if you really feel you could beat Ryan and the sole reason he won was because of the Osterine, seems like you would want to go after the rematch. Instead of putting obstacles, you would want to prove it to yourself, yo, I could beat this dude. He can't beat me unless he got something in his system. So I'm not advocating for Ryan Garcia and Devin to happen without stringent drug testing. Test this man to the max, but it would be a big fight. Do all the necessary testing and, you know, double up on it or whatever you have to do to make the fight happen and make sure it's a fair fight. But it would be a big fight. The world knows that. But by Devin doing this interview, I think it looks bad because he's saying a rematch must be on my terms and everything must be right. Like, what are these, what demands, what needs to be right? What are you expecting? You want to fight in your location? You want to fight with different gloves? Like, what are these? He can't use his left hook. What are these terms of yours? You want more money for it because he cheated and had Osterine? I don't really get it. So I don't really know if this fight even happens unless attitudes change. But it doesn't sound like Devin truly wants it. And it's a shame because, like I said, it would be a big fight. Let me know what you guys think.